The parents are the ones who know the most about their child. The experts are the parents. They are the ones who spend 24 hours with the kids and they know the needs.
I think it's really key to have a father's point of view put across. I think fathers generally deal with their family situation, the children, young people, differently to mothers.
I think it's a social thing still, isn't it? I think you're always going to have that barrier. Mum's mum does the kids, dad does the bills and the manly stuff.
It's very difficult including the fathers because I think a lot of them, they go out to work, and I think a lot of the fathers tend to think, well, it's more of the mother's responsibility in bringing up the kids.
Often father will say, well, I'm leaving that to the child's mother, and it's, so it's a slower process.
We did the conferences, and we had leaflets put out all over South Tyneside to get people in, get people involved. And what we came across, it was very disappointing. There was a lot of apathy from parents.
A lot of it they can't be bothered, and it's always been left realistically to mum, hasn't it?
Parents saying, I can't be bothered, there's not going to be any changes, I don't see anything happening. People do a lot of talking, but nothing ever happens. We fill the ticky boxes in, but nothing comes of them. And I think a lot of people were just really cheesed off, just hacked off with a lot of people saying things and not much happening.
It depends if you can be bothered, isn't it? You can sit on your bum and just say, go away. But if you want the best for your kids, people say, well, there's nothing out there. We found that there was nothing, but I tell you what, there is a lot out there. Even if there's not support groups or professionals, there's still parents out there with all sorts of disability kids. You'd be surprised how much they help you out.
No, I don't think there's so many fathers that actually voice their opinions. We've only got 2 on the PODS database, Yeah. But it doesn't hurt them coming forward. Maybe they think they're too busy, or they could be ashamed, but there's no need to be ashamed of children or children, no matter what.
A lot of the blokes that are there, well, the ones that are there, they have the say, but they just kind of just go along with the flow of things.
I've seen an increase in when parents have come to see me about an individual child. It's often both parents have come, which is, it's really good. But it is an area we've identified as needing, a huge amount of work to keep going with it.
If you're a father in that kind of position, then you've really got to take the bull by the horns, is what I said. And, you have to see the people yourself. You can join the groups, you can have your conversations, you can spend, like weeks or months or a year or two, like trying to go for change. But whereas if it was a single individual parent or a father, you want to see that change within your family, and you unfortunately have to go out and do it yourself.
In terms of our own staff team, actually have a gender mix. There's not only just myself, but other colleagues as well as as well as female social work staff, so that doesn't feel uncomfortable for, say, a father to go to a meeting when he's the only male there.
That's not why I joined. I mean, I wanted to see benefits come from things and to see change actually take place and happen. You're putting in 110%, but only seeing like 10% or more coming out of it. There's an awful long time to get things put into place, and what you see coming back seems, on the whole, very little, and it's kind of a bit demoralising kind of thing.
But it is something that we need to keep working on, and also to build up their confidence that there's some point in the meeting and that there'll be some purpose from it.
What the pods do is they listen to the father's point of view, and I think they're very open to ideas and suggestions, and we have 2 fathers that are actively involved in the committee and really do bring a different dimension to the whole parent participation.
There's a lot of pressure put on mums. I think if dad's there as well, and he could say to the mum something, and the mum could turn around and say, well, I didn't know that. I didn't know you felt passionate about that, because he kept it to himself. Because realistically, men are more isolated, aren't they?
We think it's really important to involve the whole family in consultation. So one of the things we've done is we make sure that we have consultation meetings both in the daytime and in the evening.
A lot of dads don't do, they can't do the meeting things because they think it's more like a bingo thing, chatty. But if you've got a few dads there, they can mix. It's not, the trouble is, it's not like going to the pub and talking about football and stuff like that. It's actually talking about your kids and what activities they can do and stuff like that. But I find if dads find there's something in for them as well, more dads will come.
We're aware of the need to be able to support fathers in this work, and we have had a significant number of fathers came to our consultation event, which was something actually that we were really delighted to see.
We looked at the challenges around that from fathers that were working, from fathers that generally, we were told very early on, that actually want something to do when they go to a forum. They don't want to necessarily sit around a table and talk. And I think that there's some real key messages for local authorities to look at, perhaps times of meetings, to look at where those meetings are being held. And I think fathers have to be in the right place themselves to be able to take part in consultations and talking about their family things.
I do all the groups as well, where there's like 40 women and I'm the only man. I'm there because I want to learn for my kids, and if there's dads out there who aren't sure, I go and talk to them, and I say to them, you know, there's nothing to be ashamed of.